first thing I think of like teen mental health is like the environment that you're in. Because I feel like as a teen, you can't control like what environment you're in.
There's a lot of stuff gets thrown at us that we don't have control over. And when you're in high school, a lot of that stuff is your first time, so you don't know how to react. And we don't want to ask nobody. Your parents gonna be like, oh, you ain't going through nothing.
High school, it's like you got all eyes on you from the time you walk in that door, from the time you walk out. Or at least it feels that way.
It's not just school related. It can be, grief that you're experiencing. It can be things at work, stuff you're going through at home, your own body changes. It can be anything. A lot of like our stress comes from social media.
You don't know what life's gonna give you. I wish I've known that it's gonna be a lot of it, and sometimes you're not gonna figure out how to get rid of it.
I feel like it should be more understanding in high school. In high school, that's when you're changing and stuff, so it would make more sense if people and teachers and everything were more understanding, but I feel like they're just not. With mental health and with anxiety and depression and all those issues.
I think it's easy for us to start feeling guilty whenever we're feeling bad. Like we're letting people down that care about us and that want us to not feel those negative emotions.
I think there's this taboo when you talk about how you're feeling stressed, anxious, depressed, or anything regarding that. It's just something that needs to be changed because everyone feels that way.
There's so many hurdles to getting help that it's like, why even start?
There should be no shame that admitting that you need help or admitting that you need to talk to somebody.
I was always told growing up, well, why are you stressed or about that, or why are you anxious about that? There is no point there. It makes no sense for you to be stressed or anxious about that, and that would just make me feel worse.
In Spartanburg specifically, and especially for LGBT people act like it's not that big of a deal. I was one of those kids where my parents don't necessarily believe in mental health issues. I had to seek out. I had to talk to teachers, which is why I want to be one, because I want to be that for somebody.
Trying to explore those feelings for the first time with an adult is so hard.
You have people around you, but you're not comfortable enough to express how you feel to that person. So you bottle up all your thoughts and your emotions and what you're going through inside, and it's too much, it's overwhelming.
It requires a certain skill set to have that emotional literacy and to be able to articulate what you're feeling. We don't really ever talking about mental health, and we're never really taught how to express those emotions.
Talking to somebody like a counselor in high school is different than going outside, so we're talking to a therapist. In high school, they're like, oh, if I feel like this is too much or whatever, then we're going to the proper authorities. And that's what scares a lot of people.
Why would I go to somebody else for therapy if they haven't seen what I've seen or been through what I've been through? How can you help me? How would you know how I feel? How would you know what I'm thinking?
And you can always find help with people that have gone through that before.
It's important to share this message because you don't really know what someone is going through. They might seem really happy and cheerful and always smiling, but inside they could be really struggling with mental health problems.
I hope that the community knows that it's okay to talk about this. It shouldn't feel taboo anymore, and it's something that's prevalent, because that ultimately is the way that we can better our community, is by talking about things that people don't want to talk about.